Hey, so it's been a while since the last episode. Sorry. Life kind of got busy for a sec. There's actually been a lot going on at the job site. And of course, I didn't have any time to vlog about it. And here it is. For months, I've been waiting for something to happen, and then it finally happens, and I can't do anything about it. What are you gonna do? October is usually busy for me. Like right now, it's the beginning of November. October, I work for the Dodgers, so October is usually very exciting, very busy, takes up a lot of my time, and so life gets in the way, right? Everyone's busy, but I feel like I have an excuse. Because I'm bringing home the championship. So, you know what? I'll give you a little bit of a fun factoid. The Dodgers, since the beginning of the LA era, I don't know about beforehand, maybe it was, but with the O'Malleys, it became a front office tradition that when the team went to the World Series, that the front office staff would travel with the team to the opposing team's city. So in my tenure with the Dodgers, I have been to Houston, Boston, last year in New York. That was amazing. I did not get to go to Arlington in 2020 because of COVID and they had limited capacity. And then this year with Toronto, it was a little too late, but I realized, oh no, my passport's burned in the fire, and I never even thought about it. And on top of that, I didn't realize you had to have a passport to go to Canada. I guess the political climate has changed considerably. I mean, when I was a kid, you didn't have to have a passport to go to Mexico or Canada, so whatever. So I had enough time to get an expedited passport, but I would have had to get two of them for my son and I. They're expensive. I've had to do that before. And so I just thought, you know what, we're a little cash strapped right now. I'm gonna kind of gamble, because actually at the time the Dodgers hadn't clinched the NLCS yet, so I didn't know if we were gonna go. Toronto hadn't been, deemed the AL winner. So I was sort of thinking to myself, well, if I get expedited passports and we either end up going to Seattle or we end up not going at all, I'm going to feel really dumb. So I gambled and lost with Seattle. But I get a ring, right? Pretty awesome. So anyways, that's what's been going on, and I think that's a pretty good excuse. And on top of that, as if I didn't already have enough going on, we decided to move. We didn't want to move. We sort of felt the situation that we were in was not conducive to a good mental state. So we decided to move. And on one hand, luckily, we don't have a whole lot to move because the previous house was furnished. But, so now we've moved into an empty house. So there's a lot more work going into that. And, whatever. So anyway, so we're back in Altadena in the 91001. Holla. As you can see, let me turn this. That's that thing. Those are the hills of Altadena. We are way up against the, we're the last one. We're the last one until you go over the hill. Which is nice. We got a nice view, but you can see, I could probably see the stadium from here. I haven't even bothered looking. You can see downtown, but also now we have to deal with mudslides, coyotes, and bears. Oh my. So, we do have a bear. We have not named the bear because I haven't seen the bear, but we've seen the aftermath of the bear as he's torn through our trash cans. And we were told that there was a bear, and there's actually bears, deer, bobcats and mountain lions. Although I don't know about mountain lion. I think people get bobcats and mountain lions confused. But anyways, that's what we were told. So we're in nature. We're not in the city. I'm city folk, so this is all new to me. And it's only 5 minutes away. It's only 5 minutes away from our job site. We're actually closer now. But for those of you who don't live in the area, basically what the fires have done is it's taken away all the vegetation. It's taken away lots of things from the habitat around here. So the bears and the coyotes are coming down looking for food. They're looking for water. They're looking for shade during the day. So if you hear these stories about bears taking swims in people's swimming pools, that's basically what's going to be happening here. So we don't have a pool. Anyways, it's been kind of interesting, and the bear is he has knocked over our trash cans a couple of times. Boo Boo, I am not smarter than the average bear. I tried to bear-proof the trash can by myself, and it worked. I think it actually kind of worked, but I started loosening up I sort of fixed a wire into the trash can, but it was hard to get in for me. So then I started loosening up a little more. And anyways, long story short, the bear won. I'm gonna start putting the trash cans in the garage. What are you gonna do? So, enough about me. Let's get to the house. It feels like so long ago, but it all started with a fence. The prettiest little fence that I ever did see. Some people just saw a fence, but I saw the beginning of progress, because there's no need for a fence if you got nothing to fence. That's what my grandpappy always told me. And then a porta potty showed up. And yeah, I used it. I mean, I am paying for it. And then a temporary power pole arrived. It all felt so magical. These things would just show up. A generator. Every other day was a new adventure. And then, actual people in hard hats, safety vests, diesel-powered heavy machinery. They showed up. Again, I'm paying for all of this. I so wanted to ask them if I could operate the Bobcat, but I finally listened to the other voice in my head, the one that gives me good advice, not like the one that wanted to operate the Bobcat, that told me that might be a bit much, and possibly illegal, so I didn't. Trucks started bringing in dirt, and slowly, methodically, the house-sized hole started filling up with dirt. A lot of dirt. Too much dirt, as it turns out. Layer after layer, compacted and tested. So we thought we were ready to start trenching, which is the step before we pour the foundation. And then it rained. And then after it rained, it was too muddy. Well then, it dried out, so let's start trenching, right? But no. We realized that we need to dig down about 16 inches off the top, because if we didn't, we were gonna have to build a retaining wall in the front, which we didn't want for aesthetic and budgetary reasons, and it was also might have to go back into the permanent process, and there was no way we were gonna do that. So again, we are reminded that this process really is 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So this process is way more of a puzzle than I think I was expecting. I mean, we have the plans, we have our permit, we have our builder, but there's still a ton of things that you have to, on the fly, make decisions. And I sort of talked about this in a previous episode, but it's really coming to light. And we've had to make some decisions, like on windows, that, you know, it has a lot to do with the house, but it has nothing to do with the actual building of the house. But because we put in so much time at the beginning of this process and really thought it out, it makes those decisions, the decisions that you kind of have to make on the fly, and sort of, you know, there are things that come up that aren't expected, and you kind of have to make a semi-quick decision and give the contractor a yes or a no. And what's really helped is having that sort of we banked a lot of information at the very beginning, both Chris and I, so that when we do have to make these decisions, it doesn't feel overwhelming, and it feels like even though we don't know what we're doing, we feel like it just feels like we're making informed decisions, so we can make those decisions confidently. And who knows if it's going to work out, but having that sort of that knowledge base of what the house is really going to look like. Now, I mean, not only down to the nth degree, but just having the big picture in your head is very helpful. So from the very beginning of this process, we have felt like we were sort of at the tip of the spear as far as getting a structural engineer, getting our plans done, getting them submitted to the county permit office. I think we were the 30th permit approved. Getting a contractor early on, all of that kind of stuff. It just felt like we were out in front. And I never wanted to be first, or it wasn't a competition, but I definitely didn't want to be last either. Now that I drive around the property, or in our neighborhood, there's lots of building going on. Now, when I say lots, we're still probably in the 4 or 5% maybe, but there are other people who are ahead of us, and that's great. And I didn't realize how much it was going to affect me seeing the building going on. It gives me a lot of hope. I think I had this feeling of like, we're going to be the only one on our street for probably a couple years. And it felt like we were going to be on an island. And that's probably still true, but just 2 streets over, there are other people who are going to be in the exact same situation that we are. And it's like a feeling of community. Like it's a restart of that. And the community, I don't think ever went away. It's just everybody went online, right? We're all on the Nextdoor app talking to each other. But now there's something tangible. There's building going on, and it's just fun to see. I wasn't planning on that lifting my spirits, but it definitely has. What is this? This is going to be our Cook family time capsule. We thought it might be kind of fun for the, family of robots that move into our house in 100 years from now and then decide to tear it down because they want to live in a metal box. I don't know. Anyways, we thought it might be kind of fun to have that sort of blast from the past, because I thought that would have been kind of cool to know what the people from 100 years ago, the first owners of our house, who they were and what they were. I mean, we have no clue. So, just something a little fun. Now, don't get this twisted. This is not a treasure chest. Don't come looking to tear up our walls to find something, some kind of golden treasure. There's no treasure map for this. It's just things like story, we'll write it out, the story of what happened. Something about us. Something about the limited history of the house that we do know about. Maybe a couple things like maybe a World Series pin, photographs. Anyways, stuff like that. Typical time capsule stuff. But if you have any suggestions, fun or otherwise, drop them in the comments below. And I'd love to see if you've ever done this before, if you've got any tips and tricks and anything that you might think would be cool for us to do. So, what's next? Trenching, foundation, and then framing. And we've been told that this is all happening in the next week. The weather right now is really nice, and so hopefully that's going to happen really soon. And it's funny, I've been saying probably since May or June that people would ask me, so how's it going? I'm like, oh, we're so close. And now it's November, and I'm still telling people we're close. And I'm starting to realize how ridiculous I sound because I keep saying the same thing. But really, finally, I think we're close. So hopefully the next episode will actually show actual construction going on. Because you know what? We have to. I'm running out of things to talk about. I probably started this blog a little too early, but I have nothing else left to say. I want the house to sort of speak for itself from here on out. So here's hoping.